Chicago recently elected a progressive mayor. Brian, I forget his last name.
A lot more progressive than Lori Lightfoot, but they kicked her out.
Yeah. Was good because from what I hear, she wasn't really doing anything about violence.
She wasn't doing anything at all. All she really cared about is going to the salon to get her hair fixed.
I don't know about that, but I know that she got a lot of shit from TYT.
No, she did. She all she cared about was her hair. It just seemed like, I think it might have been during the lockdowns. I think she got
I'm just moving closer to you.
People were probably getting at her on both sides because she went to the salon to get her hair fixed, and she wouldn't take any interviews from white reporters.
Wow.
Yeah, she's she didn't want to hear what the people had to say. She's a terrible mayor.
Well, this new progressive mayor is getting pushed back by the local media. And I think when you hear why, you're actually going to side with the progressive mayor.
Really?
Yes.
Because I heard he was worse than Lori Lightfoot.
Well, I don't know about that. He hasn't taken office yet. He's just been elected. But here's why he's getting shit from, I believe, the Chicago Tribune. They were criticizing him because in his acceptance speech, or victory speech, I guess you want to call it, he thanked God and he failed to thank Barack Obama.
Are you sure it's what it said?
That's what it said.
Huh. Okay.
How do you feel about that?
Well, I don't know what Barack Obama has anything to do with his acceptance speech, so I guess I'm okay with that. I don't know. I've never heard it, so it's possible that he did say that and not thank Barack Obama. But why would he have to thank Barack Obama?
Yeah, what did Obama do for him?
Exactly. I think, just because Obama lived in Chicago at one time, that doesn't mean that the mayor of Chicago, who was just elected, needs to thank him for it. I mean, what does that have to do with anything?
And there's a lot of Democrats who still hold on to the narrative that Barack Obama is an extreme progressive who cares about the people. When if you really look at it, he's much more of a George W. Bush type person with better speaking skills than he is a Bernie Sanders guy.
Well, I don't care about Bernie Sanders or Barack Obama, and I don't think he really cared for the people.
Of course not. And one way you can tell is what has he done since he left office? For example, Jimmy Carter, who we know is probably going to be leaving this planet somewhat soon, despite what you think of how he acted in the White House, after he left office, he worked for Habitat for Humanity, building homes.
Oh, yeah.
He worked to try to bring peace to the U.S. Obama signed a Netflix deal and does some stuff with Spotify.
Not only that, but regardless of what you think about whether, regardless of what you think of his policies, he also, I honestly believe that when he was in office, he was not helping racial division at all. I think he was further dividing the country.
I think the response to him was that. But I think the real issue with him was he was more concerned about giving tax breaks to the 1% because they helped get him in office and keeping those wars going.
Right. He promised to get our boys out of Iraq, and he did not deliver on that promise.
In fact, it's even worse than that. I believe he sent more soldiers in there. He also promised to close down Guantanamo Bay. That didn't happen. And listen, I understand no president is going to keep 100% of their campaign promises. But there's more he could have done. And it's really disturbing to me when I hear people on the left who still try to have this image of Barack Obama as a diehard progressive, when the evidence doesn't bear that out.
Or they have an image of Barack Obama as a black messiah, which is really disturbing to me.
Yeah, there is some of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I guess in this manner I would probably side with him, even though I probably wouldn't agree with his policies.
The new mayor of Chicago.
Yeah, but I don't know much about this guy. Brian something.
Yeah.
You know what? That's what he said in his speech. If you don't like it, that's fine, but don't get on him just because he didn't thank Barack Obama as if he had anything to do with his campaign.
Yeah. Barack Obama, if you want to know how he feels about progressives, look what he did to Bernie Sanders in 2020.
Well, I personally think he's a progressive only because of how progressive Joe Biden is, and I honestly think, and I think you would agree with me, that Barack Obama is controlling Joe Biden right now.
I wouldn't go that far. I definitely think that he has an influence over the administration. But do I think that he's running things day to day? No. But can he put in a call to people at the White House, whether it's Joe Biden or other folks who he may know, and make suggestions that are heavily considered? I believe that. Also, too, Barack Obama has said that if it was the 1980s, he would be a centrist Republican. But people always forget that part. And people always forget when he used to quote Ronald Reagan in his speeches. Selective memory, in my opinion.
Yeah, but you have to remember too. You and I both agreed that he was running on, in some ways conservative values, even though it may not have been all the way conservative. But he did say at one time that he believed that marriage is between a man and a woman. I did hear that.
He did say that.
And then he switched and declared that New York would allow for gay marriage. So I think it's kind of interesting.
Well, first of all, he ran the federal government, not the state one. He may have endorsed what New York did, however. Now, I personally have no issue with gay marriage. In fact, I'm shocked that we're still debating this in 2022. I think that shows how backward our country is, that we can't just allow gay people to get married and live their lives.
I don't think it has anything to do with allowing anybody to live their lives. I think that as much as the LGBTQ community want to rag on conservatives for supposedly making them feel like they don't belong in society, I think that the conservatives feel the same way, that they are being demonized by that same group.
Right, but the conservatives, the reverse of that is the conservatives are being demonized because they don't want gay people to have the same rights that conservatives have. That's why it's happening.
It's not as simple as that, I think. I think that there is I think that the LGBTQ group, except for a few exceptions, I don't think they want to understand what conservatives feel, how conservatives feel, and how they feel like this is no longer about a lifestyle change or allowing different lifestyles to live their lives. People that have different lifestyles to live their lives. I think now there's more concern because the concept of the family is breaking apart, and now people from that group are grooming children in school, and I think it's more, there's more to that than they hate gay people, which I don't believe that they hate gay people. I think that now it's permeating into the school system. What?
Okay, I got to respond to some of the stuff you just said. You started off, I believe your point was that conservatives feel that their way of life is challenged.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody's telling them, at least not in large numbers, that you still can't hold conservative beliefs. Just allow for gay marriage and transgender rights. It doesn't mean that you as a white... There are black conservatives, but for real, it's mostly white people.
It isn't mostly white people.
Okay, let's take race out of it. Nobody's saying that you as a conservative can't still have your rights to marry whoever you want to and can't still go to church. They're just saying that other people should have rights too, even if they don't agree with you philosophically and even if they have a different sexual preference than you would prefer.
Well, that would be one thing if they had if the left had a live and let live attitude, but if conservatives are being canceled just by giving their own opinion, not actually going and telling what am I trying to say? It's almost it's like the left wants to say that they have a live and let live attitude and they're the most tolerant of groups, but a conservative couldn't give their own opinion, and if they bring up what children are learning in schools and how they feel that their children are being groomed, then that topic is out of the question. And transgendered men that want to transition to women can still compete against other women in sports, and so it's a whole big mess of stuff. It's not just that conservatives supposedly hate gay people. I don't think it has anything to do with that. It has nothing to do with men and women who are attracted to the same sex living their own lives. It's that all this stuff is affecting families, and it's affecting marriages, and it's also now affecting children. Don't talk yet. I'm almost finished.
All right.
I know you want to chime in, but there's been a misunderstanding for decades and decades and decades.
All right. Now I'm going to say a few things. Conservatives were against gay marriage in the 1990s before transgenderism. It was still around, but it hadn't really reached mainstream culture in the way it has today. And they were still against gay rights back then.
I know that.
This idea that it's new and it's because of transgender people is a little bit misleading.
I never said that.
All right, but it was implied.
No, I never said that.
I know you didn't say that, but what I'm saying is you implied it by making it seem like their way of life is being challenged now. And there's all these...
No, it's been challenged for years.
Right.
It's been
but here's the difference, babes. Back in the 1990s, the way it was really challenged, at least the mainstream media narrative, was that gay people wanted to get married and conservatives were against that. And so by throwing these transgender issues in the mix, and I'm not saying that there's not some valid points you made, but by doing that, it's sort of, they've always been against gay rights. And
I never said that they weren't.
Okay, but when you add all these other things on top of it.
But I'm saying it's a whole, it has amplified over the years.
It has amplified.
It has gotten bigger. This issue has gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. This whole issue about sexuality and this whole issue about the nuclear family being threatened and this issue about marriages being threatened. It's been around for as long as I've been around.
Yes.
As long as we've been around.
So I got to be able to talk to you, babes.
I know.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So, you saying that conservatives aren't against gay people and using transgender stuff, that's not true because they were against gay people before transgender issues were as big as they are today. So, let's acknowledge that. Now, as far as transgenderism goes, do I believe that a kid in second grade should talk about their preferred pronouns? Probably not. Do I think that a guy who says that he identifies as a female so he can compete in female wrestling should be allowed in schools? Probably not, no. However, do I think that everybody should have the right to live their life and that if kids want to cross-dress in schools, that should be allowed? Yeah, I don't have an issue with that stuff. I just don't. And you also got to think of it this way. When conservatives talk about banning books that have to do with sexual orientation, that may sound nice to you on the surface, but you got to look at what else it leads to. Now Harry Potter is being banned in schools. Now A Wrinkle in Time can no longer be read in some school districts. And it isn't just about books. A lot of times now there's these reports coming out of Florida about kids who will write about spending a summer vacation with their parents who happen to be gay, and the teachers have to reject those reports because they're afraid of being sued because of the Don't Say Gay bills. So these things... There
is no Don't Say Gay bill. I think it's been such... there's been a lot of falsifying of information on that. all it's really trying to say is that there should not be any indoctrination of children between the ages of 5 and 8
And
about these sexual issues.
and here's the thing, if it was just that, I would be fine with it. But the way that bills get interpreted, and
Yeah, and a lot of the times the left are interpreting bills that they don't even know anything about, really.
well, okay, but why are so many teachers saying that they're afraid to take reports of this? Why are gay and lesbian teachers afraid to have pictures of them with their partner on their desk?
Well, who is reporting this?
It's been reported all over the lefty media, which I know you don't follow.
No, I don't.
But I'm just telling you,
But I think
this is what these types of things lead
But
to.
as I've said before, a lot of adults that are in the LGBT whatever community, a lot of them, their main focus is on who they're attracted to, and the ones that are paying the price the most are the children.
Well, wait a second. That happens in the heterosexual community too. A lot of focus
I
is who they're
understand that.
attracted
I
to.
understand that. What I'm saying is it isn't just them. It's also heterosexuals too. A lot of them are taking the issues of sexuality, and the children are the ones that are paying the price for it. I'm not excluding heterosexuals.
And by the way, just so you know, and you're also aware that I'm not making this part up, even though it may sound a little bit salacious. I've known a lot of over-sexualized conservative Christians too. I'm not saying it's everybody in that community, but to say that it doesn't exist in those worlds is also false.
No, I understand that.
But
because Christians are just, and there are some that are like this, which I don't understand. But
would you like it if I said, because I know some Christians like that who are also conservative, that encompasses the whole movement?
No, it doesn't.
See, so you saying that there are people on the left who are gay, lesbian, or transgender who are over sexualized, and that implication you're making is that encompasses most of the community. I know you're not saying that outright, but that's what you're trying to infer, and that's also incorrect.
But a lot of them are.
A lot of them are, but a lot of them are in the Christian world too, and
which doesn't make sense to me.
But it is the case, and you know it's the case.
I know, but by saying that I implied it, I'm not trying to imply it.
Okay, I'm just telling you that's the way it came across to me.
Okay, well, you can't say things. You shouldn't be saying things like that. The implication was that when I wasn't trying to imply it.
Well, but that's what I got out of hearing you speak, as me being hopefully a somewhat intelligent person.
Well, you could have asked. Was that your implication instead of assuming it was my implication?
But I didn't come out and accuse you of it. I said this is what or at least my memory of it is that I said this is what I think you're trying to do. Okay. But maybe I'm wrong.
Okay. Well, I mean, maybe that's what you're trying to come across as saying, but it didn't come out that way to me.
Okay. I thought that that's what you were trying to say.
Okay.
And I also, by the way, I don't believe that teachers are all groomers. But if we want to look at a group of teachers that are groomers, we could look at Catholic schools too.
Right. Oh, I would agree with you on that.
And I know this stuff is all connected. And part of this too is the media, both liberal and conservative, like it when we fight amongst ourselves because we can't really look at the people in charge if we're too busy yelling at each other. There's a great line in Star Trek Deep Space Nine. There's many great lines.
Did we see this episode?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
It's, I want to say early in season 5 after Odo had lost his powers. Mm-hmm. And they go to the Klingon High Council. He thought that Marduk was a shapeshifter, but it turned out to be somebody else. They kill the guy and they're talking afterwards, and there's tensions between the Klingons and the Federation. And somebody says, "You want us to just talk?" And Odo's reply is, "Yeah, that's exactly what they don't want us to do. It's talk." Mm. And that's exactly what the media doesn't want us to do, meaning liberals and conservatives. It's talk to each other and be exposed to different points of view.
But that's how our, that's how our country is. We have the freedom to discuss things, but we also have the freedom to fight about things that we're passionate about.
Right, but
do I like that? No, I don't. No, I don't. But realistically speaking, it's not going to be ending anytime soon.
No, but it seems like the freedom to fight has a lot more sway in this country than the freedom to just talk and hear each other out.
But sometimes you can't just talk stuff out and expect things to be okay. Sometimes you have to fight it. You have to hash it out and see what happens.
I'm not saying that that's not correct. What I am trying to say is yes, and there should also be a time where we can just talk peacefully. And it seems like that part of the equation is being heavily looked over in these times.
think that there are those of us who do want to talk peacefully, but the people that we want to talk to peacefully don't want to talk. It's very contentious on.
Let me tell you a story about my life. This happened to me. Okay?
Yeah.
So this isn't like Rick heard about this third hand. And this is one example. This doesn't apply to everybody. And this has to do with Barack Obama.
Uh-huh.
And you already know I'm not an Obama fan. I think he was one of our worst presidents.
Uh-huh.
But I think he was one of our worst presidents because he spent most of his time trying to suck up to conservatives. Now, we can debate whether or not that's true. That's my opinion. I don't go with the birther stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Why is this important? Okay. In late 2012, early 2013, I go to the post office with a friend of mine and this girl that he had formerly seen.
Mm-hmm.
Let's put it to you that way. And outside of it, there was somebody trying to get a petition signed for basically some conservative group who wanted to get Barack Obama out of office. I went up, I asked him about this petition, and I don't remember his response. That's why I say I think it was some, conservative group for that. And I say to him, well, you don't like Barack Obama? He said, yeah. And I said, why? And he says, he's a Kenyan citizen. He's not from this country. And I said, well, what evidence do you have of that? And he said, well, his policies are really bad for America. They're overly lefty. So I said, okay, what evidence do you have for that? Instead of answering my question, he said, are you from the media? And the girl who was with me said, well, you could answer his question. What evidence do you have that he's from Kenya? And what evidence do you have that his policies are overly lefty? The guy said, you're a witch. He covered his ears and started screaming, witch, witch, witch. Now, this is a person who was out there to collect signatures. The only reason I bring that story up now is to say, I've tried to talk to some conservatives, and this guy isn't everybody, right? But he is a person who was presumably part of the conservative movement. And oftentimes conservatives would tense up and use these really weird arguments to get out of the discussion. And that's not the only example I could give.
No, and that's the same thing on the left too. They tense up if they can't answer your questions. I honestly think
some members do.
Well, here's the thing though. I do believe that if you're going to have a debate with somebody, you need to be prepared.
Absolutely. And
I would say that for any side. I would say that for the conservative side as well as the liberal side. And if you can't answer the question, you're not prepared. And I agree with you. You cannot have a debate with someone unless you really have your research.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. It doesn't matter what side you're on. I remember hearing this story in college about this guy that was trying to debate someone about not legalizing marijuana. And of course, this is I wasn't there for this, so I don't know what he said. But apparently he lost the debate because he didn't have enough, he wasn't prepared for it. And I remember doing the debate with some people about what is more important, fixing a school that is dilapidated or going to a new school. And I forgot, it's somewhere on my computer,
sure.
On my old computer, where I had to debate somebody on it. And my teacher complimented me, which I thought was great. She said, well, what Alana did was she provided some research that she researched about studies showing that this was this and that was that. And I can't remember exactly what she said verbatim. But basically she was explaining to people that you actually have to have some studies in your debates, you have to have some research, you have to have some evidence that would support your thesis. And it's true for both sides.
Yeah.
I think we would both agree on that.
I want to ask you a question about the whole groomer teacher thing.
Okay.
Because,
and I'm not saying that all of them are.
Right, but here's where I feel conservatives really do themselves an injustice. Because when it comes to kids and transgender people, individuals, they'll say that teachers are groomers. But when it comes to guns, instead of gun legislation, they say that teachers should have the option to have guns in the school. But in my mind, if you're saying that teachers are groomers, I wouldn't
and
want...
by the way, it's not a generalization.
Okay, well, here's what I would say. I wouldn't want somebody who's trying to groom my kids to have access to guns. I wouldn't.
That's not what they're saying.
All right, explain it to me.
Okay, they're not talking about the good teachers that actually want to protect their students. They're talking about teachers that want to implement sexual issues, adult sexual issues in classrooms. That's not what that's a separate issue here. They're not talking about the good teachers who want to teach kids and who want to teach kids well, and to keep them out of adult issues. They're talking about the ones who are not for the children.
Okay, here's the problem I see with what you just said. Who determines who's a good teacher who should have a gun versus a bad teacher who shouldn't have the gun? And also, let's say that
these are two separate issues.
They're not two separate issues.
Yes, they are.
They're not, because you're saying that teachers are groomers and teachers should have guns to protect kids.
I never made a general statement that all teachers are groomers. I'm saying that children are being groomed a lot of the times by what the school boards are wanting to implement into classrooms, and teachers are forced to make these decisions. Not all of them want to do that, but there are teachers that are there only for themselves and not for the children.
Okay, but my question to you too is, how do you determine that when you're handing out guns? So how do I know?
You're mixing two issues.
But I'm not.
Sure.
I am mixing them, but I'm doing it, I think, in an intelligent way. Let me ask you this question.
Uh-huh.
Let's say tomorrow I wake up and I decide that I'm a conservative and I worship Jesus and I only vote for Trump candidates, right? And I say, okay, there's a lot of teachers out there who are groomers because that's who the school board hires, but we can't go against gun rights, so some of these teachers have to have guns, only the good teachers. How do I know that I'm giving guns to good teachers and not giving guns to teachers who are groomers?
Well, I think that's where the background checks need to be handled, because there are some schools that do not do background checks on their teachers. Would you agree?
Yes, I would agree.
Okay. I think this is where background checks come in handy. You can't just hand your child off to someone who you find out is on a sex offender list.
I would agree with that.
Just as much as you should not hand your child off to someone who has child pornography on their computers.
Right.
Okay. This is where background checks are highly they're needed.
Yeah, I actually don't have any issue with that.
Yeah.
And I'm for background checks.
Yeah. And I think that schools need to do that.
I would tell you something. I'm not going to name the organization,
Mm-hmm.
but let's just say I was once involved with a group that said that they ran background checks.
Uh-huh.
And I asked about it because they seem to hire a lot of people who would fall into that groomer category.
Uh-huh.
And what I was told is, yeah, we just say that. We don't actually run the background check.
No, they should.
Yeah.
And also, too, I think parents should also be involved in knowing who's teaching their kids, and I think they should be allowed to do their own background checks on these teachers.
Okay, let me ask you something. Another scenario.
Yeah.
So again, it's conservative Rick, only voting for Trump candidates, read the Bible every day, Rick. And I'm against the groomers in school, and I'm for teachers having guns. all that stuff.
Uh-huh.
And there's a teacher I know who is trying to groom 6-year-olds.
Uh-huh.
And I can't get the teacher fired, but I somehow got it to where this teacher is not allowed to have a gun in school, right?
Mm-hmm.
But a 6-year-old starts shooting up the classroom.
Mm-hmm.
How does it help my kid, who's a 6-year-old in that classroom, if guns are allowed to be had and another 6-year-old smuggles weapons?
Well,
into
I
that
think
classroom?
that you have to talk to that person, that child's parents,
Mhm.
because they should not have had access to a gun. And as I've stated before, a responsible gun owner should hide their gun in a place where their child can't find it.
What do you think now? There's a case in the news, and I forget the woman's name. She was, I believe, a first grade teacher who was shot by one of her students.
By a 6-year-old?
Yes.
I didn't hear about that.
She's suing the school. Now,
She's alive though, right?
she's alive. She was
Okay.
shot through the hand, and she has
Oh.
post-traumatic stress syndrome.
Oh.
Now, I hope I don't offend you. I think students who are teachers who are shot by students should be allowed to sue the school and the parents.
Yeah, I believe that.
Okay, good.
Why would you think I wouldn't?
I just think that you would feel that it's not the school's responsibility.
No, of course it is. It's a school's responsibility if a child was cyberbullied and they killed themselves, because I keep on hearing stories about that. It's really tragic.
Yeah.
Okay, they didn't do anything about the bullying. Oh, by the way, there was a school that was sued. I think this was years ago. It had to be like in 20. I think it might have been in 2020 actually,
Okay.
2019, 2020. But the University of Utah was sued because there was a woman. Her name was Lauren McCluskey, and I can say her name now because unfortunately she died.
Uh-oh.
She was going through some stuff with her ex-boyfriend, and he was a known sex offender. Not only that, she has also reported that she was experiencing domestic violence from him and that she was afraid of him. So she called campus police. She also called, she called campus police, and they didn't do anything about it. And so when she was found shot by that guy that was on campus, who was not even a student, but he was stalking her, they went and sued the school. And I think parents, not only should they sue the school, but I think teachers that have had that happen should sue the school and the child's parents.
Nice. I didn't think. Now, if I remember the case right with the first grade teacher, I think she's just suing the school and not the parents.
No, I think the parents should be involved in this too, because if they were able to get that child access to the gun,
yeah,
and who knows, it may not even be the parents. It might have been his friend's dad.
Well, let's say legal guardian.
Legal guardian, yeah. Or maybe it's a relative that had a gun and they brought their gun over.
Yes, but in that case, a parent should still make sure that their kid doesn't get the gun.
Yeah, I think was it a boy?
I think it was a boy.
Okay, well, I think his parents need to suffer consequences because of this.
I'm glad to hear that. I was a little bit concerned because I know in past discussions, at least it seemed like when we bring up school shooters, you've been very lenient towards the parents. But you can make the stance that I've been ultra down on the parents, because I kind of think that a parent, if their kid shoots up a school, should get the death penalty.
Oh.
And, that's,
I think it's a little
bias.
too extreme, but I do think they need to suffer consequences.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, good.
Oh, my goodness.
Good. I thought you were just like, well, your parents. Yeah, don't go.
No, I just said that I don't think they deserve the death
I know, but
penalty.
that's what I felt you were saying before, is that we could get I can go, Bob.
No, I never said that.
That was what I thought.
Yeah, but
you were trying to
but
say
next
that.
time I think you should ask me.
Well, that's why we're discussing it here, babes.
Eh.
We're talking about life, babes.
By the way, I never tickled you the whole time.
Well, good.
So far.
Let's keep that going there, Jaylo.
Behave yourself.
I don't like to be tickled. I like doing the tickling.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Well, you can't have all the fun.
Babes, we've discussed this.
Yeah.
Having 0.1% of fun in a relationship with me is like having 50% of the fun in a relationship with pretty much anybody else.
Oh, Please.
So for me to say I want 99.9% of the fun really isn't that greedy when you look
Yes,
at it.
it is greedy. It is greedy because it's 99.9% and I only have 1%.
0.1%.
0.1%.
But that's also to make sure that you don't OD on fun.
Oh, jeez.
You know. I was reading my nose.
Okay.
Good discussion so far.
Good discussion, yeah.
I continued down the clubhouse road last night.
Uh-oh.
But I didn't do what I've been guilty of in the past, to where I'll log on at around 11, which I think it was when we went to bed, and stay on until like 4 a.m. I told myself I was going to be on. Yeah. I said to myself, I only want to be on here for like an hour or so. And I did that.
Good for
then
you.
I went to bed.
Good for you.
Yes. It was really cool, though. They were talking about, well, maybe not cool is the right word, but one of the discussions was about the downfall of our government and what are people going to do about it. And people were talking about organizing and how that whole thing would work out.
Uh-oh.
How much more time do you think the U.S. government has?
I tend not to think about that too much.
Yeah, I hear you because
I just, of all the things that people could be worried about, if I go down that rabbit hole, I'm going to start to get very anxious, and I don't want to get overly anxious about this.
There's nothing we can do about it.
It's concerning, yes, but it's not like the most concerning thing on my list.
I am not the person you want to go to if you want to discuss prepping for a doomsday. Because I kind of think if there is martial law, if the government does collapse, what am I going to do at that point? Because I get the feeling that the people who have these bunker shelters are the type of people who won't shut up about it. So if I really did have a shelter, everybody would know about it, and they'd come towards my place first. Right?
And you wouldn't be able to fit everybody in your place.
Yeah, I'd have to fend them off, and at some point you're just going to run out of resources.
I kind of think you take care of you and yours, and don't worry about what everybody else is doing.
And the other thing, too, is I don't know if I'd want to survive an experience like that, because what is society going to look like afterwards?
Well, I think if that ever did happen, you handle it the best way that you can. You can't, it's not going to be perfect. You may not even survive, but you handle it the way that you think you should handle it. If you can help people, you can help people, but I would say don't wait for the government to step in, but learn how to be self-reliant.
Like the folks on The Walking Dead. Become Rick Grimes.
Okay. I don't. Is that about the attack of the zombies or something, like a zombie attack on the world?
Yes, but it's also about people's reaction to it.
Yeah.
I love the first couple seasons of that show, but I've heard it goes downhill.
Really?
Yeah, I've got to the part where Morgan comes to Alexandria.
Okay.
What
is Alexandria?
Alexandria is the city that a group of people set up after the zombie apocalypse. And they're just kind of like chilling, enjoying life. They bring Rick, Michaud, and Daryl, Carol, and all of them in. And
Carol is one of the moms, right?
Carol is she's with Daryl, even though Daryl's a lot younger than her.
No.
And there's sort of like this badass couple. But they've been with Rick and his crew for a few years. And Rick's crew is considered outsiders until Alexandria sees real threats from within. And then the lady who's running it just says, Rick, do your thing. Morgan comes back, who knew Rick early on. And that's where I left the show, because I've heard it goes downhill.
Morgan's a guy, right?
Morgan's a dude who had a son who is like 8 or 10, and the son ended up becoming a zombie. And Morgan was waiting to hear from Rick. And some of his crew went out and found him. I also heard that, who is it? Maggie. Who's Maggie's dude on that show?
I don't watch the show.
Glenn. I heard that they killed Glenn off.
Who's Maggie?
Maggie's, okay.
we're gonna go. This whole thing. Okay.
Okay, so somebody shot Carl in season 1. Now, Carl is Rick's son.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my impression of Rick. Carl. That's my entire impression of Rick. Carl. Okay, but somebody shot Carl. It was an accident.
Mm-hmm.
And Shane, who was kind of getting with Rick's wife,
Oh.
but they were police partners together,
Okay.
is upset about this because he really bonded with Carl too.
Okay.
They go to a doctor's place, whose name I'm skipping out on, and by now Glenn is with them. Maggie is one of the sisters, and so the doctor, who's an older dude, had 2 daughters, and she's one of the daughters. She falls in love with Glenn.
Okay.
And Glenn is like this badass American Chinese dude who's like really into computers and stuff.
Oh, it sounds like Data. Sounds like Data from the Goonies.
No, because he'll actually kill people and stuff. But he's a cool guy. He kills for self-defense and for protecting people. And he was a pizza man before the apocalypse started, if I'm remembering right. It's been a few years. But I love the early seasons of The Walking Dead.
When did that come out?
I'm not sure, but I started watching it when I got sick in 2014.
Was that in an FX show?
No, it was actually AMC.
AMC, okay.
Yeah, I've heard
AMC.
it. I got through the first 5 seasons, loved it, and I heard it went downhill after that. They just wrapped up the series, and they're planning a bunch of spin-offs. They already have a couple on the air and all that stuff. And this goes to my other point, what I hate about Hollywood. At some point in time, you just got to end a story.
I know. Why do they have to? I mean, why did 90210, which was a 90s show originally, why would that have to be remade twice? It doesn't make any sense. Why is The Simpsons going on for, it seems like forever?
Yeah, just end the Walking Dead franchise. They should have ended it at season 5 when it looked hopeful. That's my opinion. Instead of now, however many seasons we're into it, and the show ends, but the story continues.
Right.
Yeah. That's how I feel about it, Jay. Well, I had a friend, Babes.
Yeah.
Who would read books about The Walking Dead when he was caught up in the series.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they released a couple books about what happened with the governor. Oh, you don't know that story.
No, I don't.
Okay. He said the books are really good.
Okay.
The governor stuff is interesting. But if you don't know about it, you don't know about it. The more interesting stuff is what happened with Rick and Michaud, and all of them.
Who's Michaud?
Michaud is this badass lady who kills people, and at first you don't know if she's good or bad because she's really quiet, but she's on the side of our protagonist.
Is it kind of like Kimiko in The Boys?
In a way, except she speaks a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah, I really like Michaud.
Okay.
Yeah. And you find out that she had a son before the apocalypse started and all that stuff, but everybody she loved kind of died.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh, not good.
Yes. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like this term, but I use it in the best way. She's a badass bitch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, all right.
You're poking me.
Ow!
I'm poking you.
Okay.
All right, poking truce. Give me a kiss.
No.
Why not?
Because I don't want to.
Okay, give me a kiss.
Why?
Because you need one.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, our heads hit each other.
I'm sorry, folks.
That's okay.
Okay.
Okay. Are we gonna watch another episode of country music today?
I'm not sure yet. Possibly. I don't know.
Because it's good to get through a series.
It is. It's kind of long. How many parts do we have?
So we have about 4 more parts left.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know yet.
I think we should. That's my impression of you.
Okay.
I started watching the 2-part documentary
Mhm.
that Ken Burns did on Benjamin Franklin this week.
Oh yeah, how is it?
It's good. The only thing is, I knew a lot of this stuff already because I've read books on Franklin.
Yeah.
But for somebody who doesn't really know about his life, like you,
Yeah.
I think we get a lot.
Yeah, because I haven't read any books on Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff there, Jay. Whoa.
Like, buddy.
We were in bed the other night.
We were?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh my goodness, Bub.
And got a text from a friend of mine about some event that's happening today.
Yeah, that was yesterday.
That was last night.
Yeah, it was last night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like it when I have more of a heads up on things.
I like that too because, as you know, I like to plan stuff.
Yeah.
I don't always like to do things on the fly like that because what if I can't do it? And I would have loved to have known about this like a week before. Or something.
Cops are coming.
It's like ambulance. I can't tell.
Oh, really? Okay.
I can't tell what it is. It's an ambulance.
It's a virtual thing, which is cool.
Yeah.
Participants get paid $50, so I wanted to attend, but Alana's like, no, we ain't doing that. I got $50 in the bank, bro. So we're not going to do it.
And I mean, I think the guy who's doing this is a nice guy, but yeah, I don't know.
That's fair, babes.
I'm just not interested in that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I still love you.
Uh-oh.
We made burgers last night for dinner.
They turned out really good.
Talk about it.
I was thinking that we make our burgers with Swiss and American cheese and also avocado, which was really good, to tell you the truth.
Mm-hmm.
It was very good. It was and bacon. We included the bacon and it made the burgers
delicious.
Really, really delicious. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it was.
I liked it.
I liked it too. Oh, you did a good job, Bubs.
Thank you, babes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And after we ate dinner and saw the first movie, we decided to marinate our chicken, which is marinating right now in the fridge as we speak. Which I'm very glad that we did that because we got that out of the way.
Yes.
We don't have to worry about it. And so it's marinated in this yogurt sauce with all these spices. And it's going to be good.
I did my laugh for Alana just now.
Yeah.
She loves that laugh.
I don't.
Oh. I thought
You're like,
did. I found finally Kashmiri chili powder.
Yeah.
It's like $8 though, but I think I'm going to get some.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you think you could? When are you supposed to get it?
Within the next couple of days.
Oh, do you think we could use that next week?
I think we could use some of that next week.
Okay, you ordered it from Amazon?
Well, it is on Walmart, but you have to look. I didn't know how to spell Kashmiri, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's with a K, right?
Yeah. It's probably on Amazon too, I would imagine.
Okay.
But
okay.
I'll bring some over next week when we do our butter chicken.
Oh, I'm so excited to do that.
I am too.
Because I have pretty much most of the ingredients here. All I would need is some more chicken, some more butter,
Mm-hmm.
Kashmiri chili powder, an onion, poblano pepper.
I'm thinking of doing chicken tikka masala this week.
Ooh.
Yeah, I really like that.
Chicken tikka masala.
Good stuff.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Good with cauliflower.
Oh, I'm going to have it with that.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Good. But I'm excited about this one. I'm excited about the tandoori chicken tandoori chicken-ish.
Tandoori-ish.
Yeah.
Because we don't have a tandoor to cook it in.
Yeah.
But, for a white guy in Portland, Oregon, who was born in the 80s and who doesn't live in India, we're going to make it as close as possible.
Yeah, it's gonna taste good.
Mm-hmm. It's going to taste pretty fly for a white guy.
I remember the first time I tried tandoori chicken, I was at an Indian restaurant with some friends and it reminded me of barbecue chicken.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it was we had a tandoori chicken. I had a tandoori chicken tikka.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I'm not sure what tikka means, but that's what it is.
Well, I love you there, Jaylo tikka.
Jaylo Tika.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna call this episode, Jaylo Tika.
No, please don't.
Why not?
I don't like it.
Oh, I need to make more Indian food, babes.
Oh, you should.
Here's my thought.
Yeah.
So next week we're doing tandoori chicken.
Yes.
And we think, obviously, the week after that we're going to do a meal, but we're also going to go out to a
We'd
buffet.
like to. Yeah, we'd like to do that.
And my thought is maybe the following weekend we do chicken tikka masala. But again, that's one of my favorite things that we make.
I know. It is good.
Yeah. And I'm going to make it this week, so. Because I'm cool like that.
Yeah, we got to figure out where we're going to go, Bubs. Because I'm going to have to text people.
I know.
We got to figure that out.
It sounds like you're leaning more towards American food.
Either that or Indian. I mean, I know I don't know. I mean, just because I'm very worried that there are going to be people that will not be able to pronounce the they will not only will they not know what the dishes are, but they're not going to be able to pronounce them.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'd like to do that. I would like to do Indian, but I just don't know. It might not turn out very well.
I'll go with whatever you decide.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know of any. We do have an old country buffet. I'm okay with that too.
That could work.
Yeah.
We have to figure out how it's going to work on who's going to help who, that type of stuff.
Yeah. We may have to. I mean, 2 of the people going will have husbands, but then we may have to have like staff people take maybe a couple of us. I don't know.
That's a possibility.
Yeah.
I remember once in Denver, we went to a buffet and had a great time there. We left a big tip. We come back there 2 weeks later. No one wanted to help us.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's weird. Why?
I don't know. We all thought it was the strangest thing ever.
Were they short on staff?
I don't know.
Was it the that Brazilian meat place that you told me about?
It was not Rodizio's. This was an American place.
I would love to go there.
They had some good stuff.
Yeah.
They have apparently some Brazilian places in Portland now, or at least they did before the pandemic started. I love Brazilian food. Yes.
I thought it was really funny yesterday when my friend said, "So are we going to have do we need a docent for this?" But
yeah, real funny.
Well, 2 of the people that we're inviting, maybe they'll have to take some turns taking like a couple of us to get our stuff. But then of course you got the other round too, like if you wanted to seconds on whatever it is you wanted.
That's why I'm thinking maybe some of us go with an employee, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We saw a girl the other day.
Yes.
Who I have a past with.
Yes. That we don't have to talk about because you talked about it a lot.
I've talked about it a lot, babes.
I
I'm
know.
not going to go into it just for you.
I'm not good at
Okay.
Buzz. That's what I said.
But we're talking about what happened yesterday.
Okay.
You had told me that this lady had claimed that she forgot the sound of my voice, which I find highly suspect considering the fact that we once went 17 years without talking to each other, and she remembered me and reached out.
I know.
So, just for some context, we ran into each other at an event and were talking for a while. And I'm really bad at names and remembering details like that. But a couple of days later, I got an email from her saying, "Hey, it was great to run into you after all this time."
Yeah.
Right? So, considering that her and I hadn't spoken in 8 months, I found it a little bit hard to believe that she forgot the sound of my voice, considering she remembered it after a 17-year lapse.
Well, my impression of that is I think she's pretending.
Yeah.
I think she's pretending because on the surface, it sounds like she's in a better situation with her relationship, I'll just say, because she's with somebody else. But I'm kind of thinking, because she even said, what was this? It was for, what was this for? It was for, it was for the one lunch we went to.
Okay.
And I called you to come to the student lounge to hang out with me before.
I remember that.
And she's like, "Oh wow, it's been so long since I've talked to him. I don't even know if I would remember what he sounded like." And I'm thinking, the last time you saw him was like August of this past year, and you saw the both of us.
I kind of feel like I just said a version of that.
You know what I mean?
I hear you. Yes.
Yeah, I know that. but I'm thinking, like, come on, you got to be pretending here.
But having said all that, we were talking in the same room she was in yesterday in the reception area.
Yep.
And she didn't come over and say hi, Rick, or anything like that.
Yeah, well, I did hear her say, "Oh wow, I didn't realize you were sitting in the lobby."
No, but yeah, exactly, and that was when she came back to the lobby.
No, this was before.
No,
because this is why I say it's before, because she came in, and everybody was saying, "Hi, so and so, hi, so and so," and she's like, "Oh wow, I didn't know you guys were sitting in the lobby," and then she went to student lounge and then came back.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you meant when she came back to the student lobby. She said, "I didn't realize you were here."
No, this is when she came into the This is when she came into the center.
Then why did she say it both times? Because
she
yes, she did. She said it when she came back to the student lobby, and I made a joke like, "We're here every Friday."
I didn't know that she said it twice, but what I remember is that she said it before she left.
Okay.
Wait. I'm sorry. No. That's not right. You are correct. I'm sorry. Because she came in with the person who got her there, and she was going to offer to guide her back to the student lounge, and she said no.
Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, babes, we were talking when she first came into the lobby, and she didn't recognize us. So maybe there is some cognitive issues there that may be becoming a little bit more pronounced with age.
No, I think she's just zoning out. I really do. I think she's just pretending that she doesn't remember you because maybe her relationship's going really well.
I don't know. By the way, Alana is going to have lunch with her next week and play her this episode.
No, I'm not.
Just this portion.
No, I'm not.
Where you're talking shit about her.
But
what?
I am not. See, now you deserve that one.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Why? What did I say?
Bubs,
what?
You're assuming that I'm gonna play this part.
First of all, that was a joke.
What? Ow, Bubs.
Well, you talking? All I did was try to poke you.
That hurt.
All I did was try to poke you, babes, because you were poking me. Babes, now, well, you could say, now you know how it feels, so you don't have to poke me or tickle me. Maybe you don't have to resort to physical violence.
It's not violent, Bubs. I'm just playing around.
Oh, my goodness.
If I was violent, I would take your head and slam it against the wall, and I've never done that.
Maybe you don't have to play around like that.
Bubs. I can't have any fun, can I?
Well, I love a cacking. It's my favorite hobby. That's what it says on my Facebook page.
I don't have a Facebook
hobby, I cacking my boyfriend.
I don't Bubs, I'm not on Facebook.
In a relationship with a man I love. To attack.
Whatevs. No, I will not be having lunch with her because we never talked about it.
Nice. Okay, let me ask you one Facebook. Let me ask you a quick Clubhouse question.
I don't know if I can answer that. What is it?
Well, I'm going to ask you one, babes.
Okay.
I'm going to indulge myself in the next week.
Okay.
And if I find an interesting room, and I know that you're just chilling around the crib, would you like me to bring you into that room?
Possibly, depending on what the room is.
Yeah.
And if it's just a room where people are talking that, maybe or maybe I know, it'd be kind of interesting to hear it. Mm-hmm. We'll see.
Yeah.
It all depends.
Yeah. Because I think now I can share a room and you don't have to have a Clubhouse account to enter it. You might want to get one at some point. It is kind of fun.
I don't know. I don't know if I want to deal with that. There's just a lot of drama on there. There's people I don't want to talk to. I don't know.
That's fair.
It's just not my thing.
Thank you.
And there's no way I can block them.
No, you can.
I can?
You can block people.
Oh.
Yep.
Cool.
Yes. Very good there, little Jaylo.
Very good there. So, in a couple of weeks, we are planning to also go to a flute fair.
That's right.
I am still not sure where at the community college it's going to be held. I just know what community college it will be held at. I just don't know exactly what place.
Nice.
But I did register for it. I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to take you there because I've been to several flute fairs when I was in college because I was a flute student in college, and it was super fun. And there are times where you can hear the guest artist play or ensembles play or other people do individual performances. And then there's also flutes on display, and there's flutes you can buy because there's a lot of flute vendors. And there's also some other little shows that you can see.
I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Very good there, little Jaylo.
Yeah, so now you can step into my world a little bit.
Step into
the flute world, rather.
Yep.
Yeah.
It'll be good stuff.
It will be.
Babes?
Yeah.
You want to talk about the movies?
Yes, I want to give a actually, I'm going to have you give an overview of the first one because I was kind of tired.
Wait a second, you were the one who would tell me not to fall asleep.
Yeah, I know, but I there were some parts I didn't get.
All right. We watched Top His Hat.
It's Hat.
I did that because last night we're talking, you're like, imagine, Bobby, if you ever told people we were watching Top His Hat and you try to look for it and they won't find it.
They won't.
So we were watching Top His Hat.
Gloves. It's Top Hat.
Okay.
With Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers.
Yeah. I liked it. I'm not sure that I can explain it, but I'll give it a shot.
Okay.
All right. Fred Astaire is this dude who dances, and there's this girl in a hotel. She goes over to Paris. He wants to see her again and flies over. For some reason, she doesn't remember him, but she thinks he's married to her older friend.
Right. So his name is Jerry, but she thinks his name is Horace.
Yeah. Now, again, I was asleep through part of this movie.
As I was too.
Yeah. But for some reason, I'm the one who is told that you got to get up while I go to bed.
Yeah, I was trying to stay awake too, but...
Uh-oh. There's a lot of dancing, some confusion, and Ginger Rogers eventually gets together with your man, Fred Astaire.
Yeah, well, and what's even more confusing is that she ends up marrying somebody.
But it turns out it's not a real wedding. No. And it's just a shotgun wedding. Because she got... No, she did not.
No, she didn't. Excuse me.
I don't know why I made that up.
What?
I don't know what inspired me to make that up.
It was not a shotgun wedding.
They were in the south of France, y'all.
Not
the real south of France.
They were in the south of France, y'all.
Yes.
I can't do that in a French accent.
They were on the redneck Riviera. No. It's a good movie. I enjoyed it. I think they played some scenes from it in Green Mile when John Coffey is watching his picture show. Because at the end of it, he sings, Heaven, I'm in heaven. And during the film, I was able to sing along for Alana's amusement. Give her a little private concert. Which she loved. But she would deny that she loved it.
I was laughing at you.
No. You were laughing at the society that would oppress such a talented singer.
No, I was laughing at you because you couldn't sing on keyboard.
I think
you were just joking.
We're hearing some revisionist history here, folks.
It's not revisionist history. It's exactly what I experienced.
Uh-oh. The movie was good.
Yeah, I'd probably give it a 7.
I would too.
A solid 7, not a strong one, not a weak one, just a solid one.
In a thumbs up, thumbs down world, it gets a thumbs up.
Yeah.
It doesn't get a way up thumbs, but it was enjoyable.
I thought that Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers were very entertaining together. They're known for being dance partners, I believe.
I think so.
Yeah.
Ginger Rogers looked good for a lady from the 1930s.
Did she?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
She have white hair?
Well, it was in black and white, but it looked like it was blonde hair.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know a whole lot about her. But they did call her Ginger, so
oh my goodness.
Maybe she dyed it blonde. Or just
Red.
Or dyed it. No, I'm saying maybe she dyed it blonde for the movie.
Fred Astaire was really good. I thought he was I thought they were both good singers.
Yeah.
And he was a better tap dancer than his friend.
I want to read more about these two individuals.
Yes.
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 Yeah.
And I thought it was really the tap dancing was pretty cool, but I thought it was funny when his friend was doing it. He was taking over.
The thing with tap dancing, there's two impediments for me. One, I'm a blind dude, but I do have a little bit of vision. But the other thing is, I don't know that world well enough.
I don't either.
So it's hard for me to differentiate between what's amateur and what's really high quality tap dancing.
Yeah.
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 Yes.
I remember there was I forgot what commercial it was for, but Savion Glover was tap dancing, and one of the I think it was his niece. He was like, I think he was like, I think she was like, "Hi, Uncle Savion," and he was doing like this little tap dance number.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, good.
It sounds fun. I tried to do that when I was little because I knew a couple of girls that did tap dance, and I didn't know what I was doing. I was just moving my feet, but I didn't know what I was doing.
I'm just
he said that it looked like they were using their entire body to do that.
That's what I got the impression of. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Well, good, babes.
Yes, I did like that scene in the movie Chicago where Richard Gere was doing a tap dance while he was questioning Amos.
Yeah.
That was quite funny.
Nice.
And then at the end he's like, "The defense rests." Yeah.
Good stuff, babes.
Yes.
All right. Let's talk about Gaslight.
Let's.
And spoiler alert, we love this movie.
It was the best one out of the both those movies.
Maybe love is a strong term, but we both really dug it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, babes.
Okay. So Ingrid Bergman plays a woman named Paula. We see her in a lesson with her maestro and her accompanist. And she's singing, trying to sing like her aunt, Alice Alquist, who was a singer and was also murdered. And, Paula was saying, "You know what, I know I'm not as great a singer as my aunt, her teacher is like, your heart isn't into your music. Are you in love?" And she's like, "Yes, I am in love, and I'm going to get married," or she was on her way to getting married, and she left. She permanently left the studio and ended up marrying a man named Gregory Antone.
For some reason, I thought we see her aunt at the beginning, but you're telling me it's Ingrid Bergman herself.
Yes, because she is in a lesson with her maestro.
Yeah, for some reason I thought that was the aunt, but I guess I'm wrong. Keep going, babes.
No. She leaves to get married.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, and already I'm thinking, oh, this is not good if the guy is making her leave her music.
Oh.
Right. So she marries a man named Gregory Antone, played by Charles Boyer,
who committed suicide after his wife died.
Oh my goodness.
In real life.
In real life.
Yes. According to Wikipedia, which I do not own or endorse. Keep
so,
going.
You start to see some really strange things. Not only is the music really creepy and for good effect, but he's moving into her aunt's old house. And he says, "Hey, Paula, why don't we put it in a room where all these trunks are, where she keeps all her stuff. Why don't we put all these things so it doesn't remind you of her? And let's just board up the room so you don't have to see it anymore." It's like, okay, that's kind of strange. Okay. They hire a couple of maids, Elizabeth, the older one, and Nancy, the younger one. And young Nancy is kind of suspicious about what's going on in the house. And there was this funny old lady named Miss Twix who kind of knows everything about everybody. So she's kind of like a busybody.
Yep.
But we like her. She's kind of like the comic relief out of everything.
Mm-hmm.
But she kind of is very suspicious about Gregory and is worried about Paula because she's not allowed to have visitors over, and she's also not allowed to go out by herself or with him. And while this is going on, she is convincing her that she's going crazy because he says, "Oh, you keep losing things. Why don't I keep your brooch or whatever it is?" And this all started because, and I know I'm kind of going back and forth.
No, do your thing, babe.
This all started because she was looking through her aunt's things and saw a paper that said the name Sergius Bauer, and he got freaked out and took the letter away from her. And this is a time where she's like, "Why don't we board up all the stuff in the room?" And he is making her think she's crazy by saying that she keeps forgetting things and she's not well, and that's why you can't go out. Meanwhile, Elizabeth and Nancy are talking amongst themselves. Nancy's dating a guy who is a police officer at their local precinct.
Ouch.
Oh my goodness.
Keep going.
And she has some suspicions about Gregory and what's going on with Paula, and I believe she tells her boyfriend what's going on. Fill in some things, please.
Okay. Boyfriend is a good cop. He tells, I'm assuming his boss,
Brian Cameron,
who is an American dude, it sounds like.
Yep.
But he's been investigating the murder of the aunts.
Yeah, Alice Alquist.
Alquist.
Yeah.
So Brian finds out that the husband leaves home every night after dinner, and he tells his subordinate, I want you to go out with your girl, do your thing, and I'm going to go over and meet with the wife whose name is
Paula.
Because,
and he's like, well, I have to do it very, very quietly so that she doesn't hear me, because he assumes that she's probably scared.
Well, and also he doesn't want to go there when the husband's there.
Yep.
So Brian goes to talk to Paula. She's reluctant at first. Then they go find the letter that the husband told Paula never existed.
Yep.
And she's slowly piecing it together. We should also say that she's been hearing noise from the attic every night.
Yep.
And it happens to be when the husband is out of the house, allegedly. But go ahead.
Go on, I'm sorry.
What she doesn't know is that he's breaking into the attic each night to try to find these rare jewels that the aunt had. And you can also control the gas lights from up there.
Yep.
So they're like fading in and out. She thinks that it's all in her mind because she doesn't know about the controls in the attic.
Yep.
Your man Brian explains it to her. He leaves the place and is like, we're going to catch this dude. Husband comes out. Brian comes back in. There's a kerfuffle. They eventually tie him up. And your girl Paula asks for a couple of minutes alone.
Yep. And so she is trying to talk to him and saying, what is she doing? She is, I love this scene where she decides, well, I could, maybe there is a knife here. And I think she said, well, you could have been, why are you holding a knife? And he's like, well, maybe you dreamed it was there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why is there? And I'm like, well, I could have taken the knife and hid it here, but of course I'm crazy, right? So I couldn't have hidden it here. Or maybe I hid it here. And so she's using reverse psychology on her own husband, saying, you could have dreamed it up, right? And he finally admits that what he said about her mother was not true, that she was not in an insane asylum.
We should backtrack.
Yeah.
There's a really good scene where they go to a party because Paula says she needs to come out. And her man made it seem like she hid his watch in her purse. She didn't really do that, but that's the setup. They go back to the place. There's this big kind of discussion where he says, I know you think that your mom died during childbirth, but I've been talking with doctors. It turns out that she was with you until you were around 1, and she started hearing things and eventually discussing with voices, and she slowly lost her mind.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the setup for when they're in the attic, and he says that I made this stuff up about your mom.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So she, and I love this thing too, where she says, you he's trying to convince her. No, what was this? Is yeah, that's right. He's tied up. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So she basically told him. So now, now I can say that I hate you and that I am glorying in seeing you go down. Pretty much. I am celebrating that you're going down.
But not on her.
Bubs, stop it.
They were married.
Bubs.
All right, keep going, bitch.
I'm talking about that. And then she said, Mr. Cameron, take this man away.
Yes.
And what does he say before he leaves her?
I forget.
I forgot too. But they say their goodbyes.
Yep.
And then before the movie ends, you see Miss Twiggs pop up.
Yeah, and you also saw Brian talk with your girl Paula for like a minute.
Yeah.
I know he didn't direct it, but it felt a lot like something Alfred Hitchcock would do.
Absolutely, except it was more in depth.
I don't know if I'd say that.
Well, maybe not in depth, but it definitely felt like a Hitchcock movie.
Yeah, if I didn't know any better, if we didn't have Wikipedia and I couldn't see that George Cukor made it,
mm-hmm.
and somebody said this was an Alfred Hitchcock film, I could believe that easily.
Mm-hmm.
This film was really, really good.
Acting was great.
I love the script. It was delivered well. I'd give this film minimum an 8, maybe an 8.5.
Oh yeah, I give it an 8.
Yeah,
for sure.
What do you think happens to Paula after this experience?
If we're thinking about our modern day, if she was still alive, I would say that she suffered from major PTSD.
Yes.
And that she would have to have therapy.
So, in movies, I look for believability above all else.
Yeah.
And I could believe that something like this has happened many times and is probably happening right now to people.
For sure. I would agree with you on that one.
So, a question I would have is, and we don't know the answer, we did a little bit of research and found out that Gaslight is an adaptation of a play, and that this is actually the second film version of it. The first was in 1940.
Right.
But my question for you, without knowing the answer, do you think the playwright had a personal experience like this? Like maybe they weren't stuck in a house like Paula, but maybe they knew somebody who was.
It's possible that they knew someone who was going through emotional and psychological abuse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it was just, Gregory took us on twists and turns. Like he gave her a ring and I think that was her brooch actually. I think he gave her the brooch.
Yeah.
And then she's like, where is it? And she's like, I can't find it. And he made her feel guilty for not knowing where it was. And then there's the one thing with the picture, the one thing with his watch, planting it in her purse.
It's just really, really well done.
It's so psychologically crazy what he did to this lady.
Gregory is a great film villain.
Yes.
Yes.
Gregory / Sergis Bauer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, real good.
Yeah, he was a very good villain. But even though you would want to hate this guy, it's just a testament to how good an actor he was.
I wonder if anybody has ever shown this film to a person who's been a victim of psychological abuse.
I would be very. I wonder that too. Actually,
Mm-hmm.
I would be very surprised if they wouldn't.
Would you recommend this movie to your family? If so, what do you say about it?
Well, I think this is a poster movie for not just emotional and psychological abuse, but also domestic abuse,
Nice.
physical abuse, because that could happen in any situation.
Good.
Would you say?
Yes.
Yes.
Is there anything else you want to say about this movie?
No, it was very, very good.
Yes.
Super good. Yes.
I think we've covered a lot today.
We did.
Were you going to read me from the good book after we wrap this up or no?
Yes, I'm gonna get us a snack for it.
Oh, good. A good snack and then the good book for the good boy.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
I'm gonna think about maybe stretching out into lessons because it is a long story, and I'm reading from one of the accounts, but it is still a very long story. So we'll see how that works.
But there's going to be breaks in between so I can ask you questions.
Of course.
Good.
I'll read passages and you can ask me questions, and there may be times where I may skip over some things, but we'll see how it goes.
Nice.
Yes.
Oh, babes, is there anything else you want to say before we wrap it up?
No.
Okay. All right, give me a kiss then.
No. No, okay, I will. Bubs.
What?
No noises.
Okay, kiss me normally then, babes.
You kiss
You
me
kiss
normally.
me
No,
normally.
you kiss me normally.
Okay.
No, you
kiss
kiss me normally.
All right there, little Jaylo. We're going to wrap it up. I'm going to put on my t-shirt, and then we're going to go get snacks. And then after we get snacks, when you're getting the good book out, I'm going to take my t-shirt off because I like to record these topless.
Oh, no.
I do like to record these topless.
Well, you don't have to mention that, Bubs.
I don't mind if people know that.
Okay.
I feel more comfortable recording a podcast when I don't have a shirt on for some reason. I know, it's a weird thing.
It is a weird thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, give me a kiss and then we'll...
No.
Why not?
Okay, I will.
All right. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.
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 All right.